What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a huge breaking news story that the Premier League are pushing for a huge points deduction for Everton after breaking financial fair play rules, and this means that the Premier League could relegate Manchester City to even non-league football, because if Everton get a 12-point deduction for one or two financial fair play rule breaches, then how many points will Man City get deducted for 115 different rule-breaking offenses? And that's what this video is all about. So I will give you guys all the details and also my opinion, but let me know, in your opinion, how much should Man City be punished for breaking financial fair play rules, 115 different rule breaches, and also not cooperating with the Premier League's investigation? They are trying to delay this process as much as possible, and Man City are paying lawyers as much money as some of their footballers to try and get them out of this mess. But the biggest news, and many newspapers are reporting this, that the Premier League are pushing for a huge points deduction for Everton, and if Everton get a 12-point deduction for breaking financial fair play rules, they suffered losses of £372 million, then that would certainly get them relegated, because in the last few seasons Everton only stayed up by 2 or 3 points. And also it leaves a very sour taste in other clubs' mouths as well, because Burnley and other clubs got relegated by just a few points, finishing a few points behind Everton, who apparently broke rules. So of course you can't go back in retrospect and make Everton get relegated and the other clubs stay up. But it would be sweet revenge if, for example, Burnley stayed up because of Everton getting points deducted, because Burnley previously got relegated by finishing 2 or 3 points behind Everton, when apparently Everton were breaking financial fair play rules. And guys, I do a lot of research making these videos, so I would appreciate if you just pressed the like button, and if you want to support my work further so I can continue making these videos, which only make $5 per day, please support me financially, donation, but via the thanks button, or you can subscribe to my Patreon, where I offer a lot of additional content and great benefits. Link is in the video description. Thank you for your support. So Everton are being investigated for a potential breach of financial rules. The Premier League want them to be punished severely if they are found guilty. Well, have you heard any of this when it was Man City who broke multiple, like 115 financial fair play rules? Have you heard this language being used, that the Premier League want Man City to be punished severely? No, definitely not. And that seems very fishy, very shady to me. Why are the Premier League so quick and so eager to punish Everton severely and potentially relegate them, when they have been doing nothing to Man City for years? I mean, Man City have breached financial fair play rules like for a decade, and yet the Premier League are still doing this investigation. I mean, it was like almost a year ago when it came out that Man City broke financial fair play rules 115 times. Why haven't they been punished yet? Why are the Premier League waiting and waiting, probably collecting all the evidence, and it could be a long and arduous legal process, but why are they so quickly willing to punish Everton when the Everton breaching financial fair play rules was in the 21-22 season? I mean, that is a way later than Man City's financial fair play rule breaking. So Everton broke the rules in the 21-22 season, and I'm looking at the league table. Burnley got 35 points and finished in 18th place, got relegated. Everton got 4 more points and stayed up. So if Everton would have had a 12-point deduction, then Burnley stay up and Everton get relegated, which leaves a very sour taste in the mouths of Burnley fans, I'm pretty sure. But this season, if Everton get a big points deduction, then Burnley will be able to finish above Everton. So Everton's case is currently being heard by an independent commission after they posted staggering losses, financial losses of £372 million over a free period, more than 250 million above what the Premier League's guidelines permit. So the Premier League permits like 110 or something million pound losses over a 3-year period. Everton lost way more than that. I mean, almost triple, so more than triple the amount of allowed financial losses. Then the commission commands final say on the punishment, which could be a points deduction up to 12 points. That's what I don't understand. Why aren't you punishing Man City? They have breached financial fair play rules like a decade ago, and you are still sitting on your hands. But when it's Everton, and it's not as like an influential club in terms of market value and probably TV deal value for the Premier League, then you are not punishing Man City for a decade, and yet you punish Man City like 1.5 seasons after breaching financial fair play rules, 1.5 years after. I mean, this is absolutely scandalous. And if Everton get a points deduction of 12, they would sit on -5 points, and also they could get a transfer embargo as well. Of course, both parties have a right to appeal the verdict. Everton will point to the only other case of a club being deducted points for financial issues, which saw Portsmouth be docked 9 points for entering administration. The Premier League is likely to suggest the most punitive option, which is a points deduction of up to 12 points, but mitigating factors could reduce this. And the newspapers are reporting that Burnley and Leeds United, who were all narrowly relegated in the past 2 seasons by Everton finishing just a few points above them, they have pressured the Premier League to issue a very strong punishment. Everton have strongly insisted that they are not guilty of the alleged financial breaches. American investment company 777 Partners are still waiting for Premier League approval to replace current owner Farhad Moshiri. So this comes at the worst time for Everton, because they are in the process of being bought by another company or another investment firm. And Everton are also facing legal action for another matter. It was reported last week that they allegedly failed to pay an agent fee, and that's why the Premier League could investigate that as well. And I think Jamie Carragher summed it up perfectly. The Premier League want a 12-point deduction for Everton for one charge. Man City are going to end up in the National League North if the Premier League get their way. Unbelievable the amount of stories that come out about Everton's situation. But Man City's, which has 114 more charges and has gone on for much longer, that has gone quiet. I mean, have you heard anything about Man City being punished for the 115 breaches of financial fair play rules? In the last like 5-6 months, nothing, zero, crickets. It's dead silent. And yet when it's Everton, I'm not defending Everton here, don't get me wrong. I'm a Liverpool fan, as you can see clearly. But it doesn't feel right. I'm a football fan, and of course a Liverpool fan as well. But it doesn't sit right with me that Everton get punished like this, and Man City can go a decade of cheating, breaking rules, bribing referees and the works, and they are getting away with it. This feels wrong. And the English newspapers are reporting as well that Everton's potential new owners, 777 Partners, could pay a reduced price for Everton if they are deducted points. They agreed a £500 million deal with Farhad Moshiri, but now they are probably wanting to renegotiate that price and get a cut price deal, because probably Everton will get relegated if they get to a 12-point deduction. So they are essentially getting a club certain or destined for the Champions League. I won't take a lot of joy in Everton getting relegated because I love the Merseyside derby and Liverpool almost always beat Everton anyway. But, you know, it would be pretty funny to see the Everton fan base react to this, and it would be pretty hilarious as a Liverpool fan. But as I said, I wouldn't take too much joy in that because the Liverpool-Everton Merseyside derby is a game that I'm looking forward to every season. It's always a spectacle, it's always an occasion, it's always a really feisty big game, and I love watching those. So it would be a shame if Everton got relegated. But I wouldn't cry myself over, sleep over it, let me put it like that. But I think most Liverpool fans would agree with me. And these 777 partners have a 15% stake in Sevilla. They pretty much own the whole club of Genoa, Standard Liège, Red Star Belgrade, and also they have a majority stake in Hertha Berlin and Vasco da Gama, and they have some investment in British basketball as well. And the Liverpool fans' reaction to Jamie Carragher saying that the Man City should be in the non-league football, getting relegated multiple times if Everton get a 12-point deduction for one breach of financial fair play rules. Then I'm expecting Man City to get relegated, 20 points deduction every season and stripped from each of their titles. And I think that would be a justified outcome. I mean, Liverpool would be on 3 more Premier League titles and Man United would win 1 more. But I think the way Man City cheated their way to their league titles, they shouldn't have those league titles fair and square, because all the other clubs are following the rules and you are clearly not following the rules. So why is it that Man City can hold on to those titles? No, it should be given to the second place team. Man City already won the Champions League last season, but that's for UEFA to take care of. And I in my opinion, when Man City won the Champions League against Inter, you should give the Champions League trophy to Inter because Man City cheated their way to the top. So that should be a justified outcome. Of course, it wouldn't feel the same, but still, history needs to be on the right side of this. And that's the thing, only Jamie Carragher is talking about this. Not many other people are talking about Man City should get relegated to non-league football if Everton get a 12 points deduction. Man City's case is huge, so it's normal that it takes a little longer. However, the lack of talk about it when Man City won the treble was very odd and very upsetting and unsettling. Man City got lots of praise, and rightfully so, for the players, because a lot of them are just great footballers. You can't take away that from the players themselves. But as a club, Man City shouldn't have those great players because they broke the rules for multiple years, for 115 times. How many times do I have to say it? Of course, a proper independent commission should investigate Man City as well, and if they are cleared of breaking the rules, then fine, they can keep all their titles. There is absolutely no way that Man City amassed that amount of a huge money without the owner's direct investment into the Man City bank accounts, because they just weren't. And even now, after winning the Champions League, they are not a global club. Go abroad to any country. How many Man City shirts do you see compared to Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, and even Chelsea shirts? I mean, it just speaks volumes to me. So that's the big discussion, the big debate about Man City. How much should they get punished? Should they get relegated to non-league football? I think absolutely yes. And I will be very interested to find out if the Premier League will act on Man City's financial fair play breaches as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.